Have you ever paused to truly listen to the voice inside your mind? Not the voice you use to speak to the world, but the one that speaks to you. The one that no one else hears. That quiet, persistent voice that follows you from morning to night. Now, here's the real question: is that voice building you up, or is it tearing you down? Most of us don't even realize it, but the way we speak to ourselves shapes every part of our lives. Our confidence, our decisions, our success. All of it starts with that inner dialogue. If your self-talk is filled with doubt, fear, and negativity, it's like living with a critic who never leaves your side. But what if, for just 21 days, you changed that voice? What if you took control, turned that critic into a coach, and spoke to yourself with encouragement, belief, and strength? Imagine waking up each day and hearing a voice that says, "You can do it." Instead of, "You're not enough." Imagine facing a challenge and hearing, "I'm capable," instead of, "I'll probably fail." For the next few moments, I want to share with you a simple yet powerful idea. A challenge to transform your self-talk for 21 days. Because here's what I know: if you change your self-talk, you change your mindset. If you change your mindset, you change your actions. And if you change your actions, you change your results. This journey isn't just about thinking positively. It's about rewiring the way you speak to yourself. It's about reshaping the foundation of your beliefs and watching how that shift transforms your reality. So, are you willing to take on this challenge? Are you ready to change that inner dialogue for just 21 days and see the results for yourself? Let's dive in. Let's discover the power of transforming your self-talk. Let's see what happens when you choose to believe in yourself. Day by day, thought by thought, for the next 21 days. The first step to transforming your self-talk is to become aware of what you're already saying to yourself. We all have this inner dialogue, a voice inside our minds that never stops. It's with us when we wake up, when we go through our day, and even when we lie down to sleep. But here's the real question: do you ever stop to listen to it? For most people, that inner voice is like an automatic pilot. It just runs in the background, repeating the same things over and over again. It might say, "You're not good enough," or "That's too difficult. Don't even try." Sometimes it might even say, "You failed before, so you're going to fail again." We often don't pay attention to it because it's become so ingrained in our everyday life we think it's normal. But I'm here to tell you, it's not normal, and it's definitely not helpful. Now, I want you to take a moment and really think about what that voice is saying to you. Not the words you speak aloud to others, but the quiet thoughts that play in your mind. If you're like most people, those thoughts can be downright discouraging. When you face a challenge, that voice might say, "This is too much for me." Or when you try something new, it might whisper, "I'm not prepared for this." And when you think about your dreams, it could say, "That's impossible. You'll never get there." We all have that inner critic. It's a part of human nature. But here's the truth you need to grasp: your self-talk is not your reality. Just because your mind is telling you something doesn't make it true. Thoughts are like clouds. They pass. They change. And sometimes they don't even make sense. But far too often, we treat them like they're facts. We let them dictate our actions. We let them limit our possibilities. So, I ask you, what are you saying to yourself right now? What are the words you're hearing in your mind as you go about your day? If you're being honest, you'll probably find that most of your self-talk is negative. But here's the key: awareness is the first step to change. You can't change what you're not aware of. If you continue to walk through life with that negative voice in your head without ever paying attention to it, you'll keep making decisions based on those limiting beliefs. You'll miss out on opportunities because you'll believe you're not capable. You'll hold yourself back, not because you lack the ability, but because you've allowed that inner critic to decide for you. Here's the thing about that inner voice: It's not an accurate reflection of who you are or what you're capable of. It's simply a habit, a pattern you've developed over time. And here's the good news, you have the power to change it. But before you can change your self-talk, you need to recognize it. This isn't just about hearing the words. It's about paying attention to the patterns. Take a step back, observe your thoughts, and ask yourself, is this voice helping me? Or is it holding me back? You might be surprised by what you find. I want to challenge you for the next 21 days to listen carefully to what your mind is telling you. Every time you think something negative, jot it down. Don't judge it, don't criticize it. Just write it down. The goal here is to become aware. The more you pay attention, the more you'll start to notice how often this inner critic shows up. What you'll likely discover is that the negative thoughts don't come from anywhere outside of you. They come from within. They've been shaped by past experiences, by fears, by doubts. But remember this, your past doesn't determine your future. What you believe today will shape what you become tomorrow. Let me share a powerful truth with you, are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are like clouds in the sky. They come and go. You don't have to accept them as your truth. You don't have to allow them to dictate your reality. The moment you become aware of these negative thoughts is the moment you take the first step toward changing them. Over the next 21 days, start paying attention to the stories you're telling yourself. Every time you hear that inner critic, don't just let it go. Listen to it, identify it, and challenge it. Is it really true? Is it helping you? Is it even based on facts? For example, let's say you're about to take on a new project, and that voice in your head says, you can't do this. You're not smart enough. Instead of just accepting that, ask yourself, is that true? Have you really tried everything you can to succeed in this? Have you given yourself the chance to grow and learn from your experiences? This isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about challenging the thoughts that are holding you back. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, ask yourself, where is that coming from? Who said I'm not good enough? And what if I am enough? This is where true transformation begins, in the space between your thoughts. The moment you become aware of the negative self-talk, you open the door to changing it. You start to see that you have the ability to reframe your thinking. You are in control of the narrative in your life, not that inner voice. So, for the next 21 days, let this be your challenge. Pay attention to your self-talk. Write down the negative thoughts and get curious about them. Don't accept them as truths, but ask questions. Question your own thoughts. This is how you start to take back control. Remember, awareness is the first step toward mastery. If you want to transform your life, it begins with transforming the way you speak to yourself. And that starts with becoming aware. Are you ready to take the first step? Are you ready to pay attention to that inner voice and begin the journey of transformation? The power to change is in your hands. The only question I ask you, will you take control? Now that we've begun to recognize our self-talk, let's talk about something very important, the cost of negative self-talk. You see, every single thought you have, especially the negative ones, comes with a price. The longer you let these thoughts run unchecked, the more they cost you. And the cost is higher than you might think. It's not just a matter of feeling bad in the moment. Negative self-talk over time can rob you of your potential, your dreams, and even your happiness. It can prevent you from reaching the goal set for yourself and cause you to settle for less than what you're truly capable of achieving. Have you ever heard someone say, "Hey, I'm not good enough for that," or "I could never do that"? Maybe you've said it to yourself too. Those words aren't just harmless. They're powerful. They act as barriers to your success. Every time you say those things to yourself, you're reinforcing a belief that you can't achieve what you want. Let's consider what happens when you continually feed yourself negativity. When you tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," you start to believe it. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Why? Because when you believe something, you act in accordance with that belief. You'll hesitate to take risks, you'll avoid challenging situations, and ultimately, you'll stop pursuing your dreams altogether. Now, think about the last time you told yourself something like, "This is too difficult," or "I'm just not smart enough." How did that make you feel? Did it motivate you to try harder? Or did it drain your energy, make you feel defeated, and stop you from even attempting? I'll tell you, this negative self-talk doesn't just affect your thoughts. It affects your emotions, your actions, and your results. When you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, or that you can't do something, you start to make decisions based on fear and self-doubt. And those decisions always hold you back. Here's the thing about fear and self-doubt: they are the two most costly emotions in your life. Fear keeps you stuck. Self-doubt holds you back from taking action. These two are responsible for more unfulfilled dreams and missed opportunities than anything else. Now, imagine a life where your self-talk wasn't negative. Imagine a life where your inner voice was supportive, positive, and encouraging. Can you see how that would change the way you feel about yourself? How much more confident you'd be when taking on new challenges? How much more likely you'd be to take action on your dreams? But instead of that, most people let negative thoughts run wild. They let their inner critic control their decisions. And as a result, they're trapped in a cycle of inaction and regret. They keep asking themselves, "What if I had done this?" Or, "What if I had believed in myself?" And that's the true cost of negative self-talk. You miss out on life. You miss out on opportunities to grow, to succeed, to become the person you were meant to be. Let me ask you something. If you were to list the things you regret most in life, how many of those regrets stem from not believing in yourself? How many times have you held back because you told yourself you weren't capable? How many opportunities have you missed simply because you didn't think you could succeed? The cost of negative self-talk is high, but the price you pay for transforming it is priceless. When you change the way you talk to yourself, you change the way you live. You take control. You start taking risks. You pursue your dreams. You move forward with confidence. You become someone who takes action instead of making excuses. And when you do that, success follows. But here's the thing: you can't afford to waste any more time on negative self-talk. It's costing you. And the longer you let it continue, the more you miss out on the life you deserve. So, over the next 21 days, I want you to start paying attention not just to what your self-talk says, but to what it costs you. How does it affect your actions, your confidence, your happiness? Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, ask yourself, what is this costing me? And remember, you have the power to change it. You can start making a choice right now to stop allowing those negative thoughts to dictate your future. You can choose to stop paying the price of self-doubt and fear. You can choose to embrace positive self-talk and start living the life you truly want. The cost of negative self-talk is too high. The cost of changing it is worth everything. Now that we've examined the cost of negative self-talk, let's turn our attention to something far more empowering: the foundation of positive self-talk. Positive self-talk isn't about pretending to be happy all the time or forcing yourself to think positive thoughts when it feels impossible. No, positive self-talk is about reprogramming your mind to become your greatest ally instead of your worst enemy. It's about understanding that the way you talk to yourself shapes the way you feel, and ultimately the way you act. Let me share a truth with you: your mind is like a garden. It will grow whatever you plant in it. If you plant seeds of negativity, fear, and doubt, you'll see those grow into weeds that choke out your potential. But if you plant seeds of positivity, self-belief, and possibility, you'll see those grow into the beautiful flowers of success, confidence, and happiness. The first thing you need to know about positive self-talk is this: it starts with self-awareness and self-acceptance. Before you can change the way you talk to yourself, you need to accept yourself for who you are. flaws and all. This doesn't mean you stop working on improving yourself. It means you embrace where you are now, knowing that you're worthy of growth and change. Far too many people have a hard time with self-acceptance. They look at themselves in the mirror and focus on their flaws, mistakes, and limitations. They forget that they're human, just like everyone else. You don't have to be perfect to be worthy of love, success, or happiness. But when you accept yourself as you are, you lay the foundation for positive self-talk. You give yourself the grace and space to grow without judgment. Positive self-talk begins with the simple decision to be kind to yourself. It's about replacing the harsh, critical voice in your mind with one that encourages and supports you. Instead of telling yourself, "I can't do this," try saying, "I am capable of doing hard things." Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," say, "I am worthy of success, and I will work for it." These small changes in the way you talk to yourself have a powerful impact on your self-belief and your actions. The foundation of positive self-talk also involves shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. You've probably heard these terms before, but let's break them down. A fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and talents are fixed, that they can't change. If you have a fixed mindset, you might say things like, "I'll never be good at this," or "I'm just not talented enough." A growth mindset, on the other hand, is the belief that with effort, practice, and perseverance, you can develop your skills and abilities. With a growth mindset, you'll say things like, "I'm not there yet, but I will get there with time," or "I'll keep improving as long as I stay focused and keep learning." Now, here's where the magic happens. When you adopt a growth mindset, your self-talk becomes your ally in the process of learning and growing. You stop seeing failure as a dead end and start seeing it as a stepping stone on your path to success. Instead of giving up when you hit a roadblock, you tell yourself, "This is part of the process. I will learn from this and keep moving forward." Positive self-talk is not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about reframing your perspective. When things get tough, you don't let your inner critic drag you down. Instead, you shift the focus to solutions. Instead of saying, "This is too hard," you say, "I will figure out a way through this." When you fail, instead of saying, "I failed because I'm not good enough," you say, "Failure is a lesson, not a defeat." And here's a key point. Positive self-talk isn't just about what you say to yourself. It's about what you believe. It's one thing to say the right things, but if you don't believe them, the words won't have any lasting impact. The words you choose to speak must align with what you truly believe about yourself. If you tell yourself, "I am worthy of success," but deep down, you don't believe it, the words won't stick. That's why it's crucial to actively work on building your self-belief alongside your self-talk. One powerful way to do this is through affirmations. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself regularly to affirm your value, your goals, and your capabilities. For example, you might say, "I am confident and capable," or "Every day I am getting closer to my goals." But here's the secret. Don't just say these affirmations out of obligation. Say them with conviction. Believe them in your heart, and let them shape your actions. Another tool to build positive self-talk is visualization. Take a few moments each day to visualize yourself succeeding. See yourself overcoming obstacles, achieving your goals, and living the life you dream of. As you do this, repeat affirmations in your mind that reinforce your ability to succeed. Over time, this will change how you feel about yourself and your potential. But let me make something clear. Positive self-talk is a practice. It's not something that happens overnight. It's something you have to work on every single day. But with consistent practice, you'll start to notice shifts in how you see yourself and how you approach challenges. When you start building a foundation of positive self-talk, you start building a stronger, more resilient version of yourself. You start believing in your potential, and that belief leads to action. And when you take consistent, positive action, you get results. So, how do you begin building this foundation? Start by being kind to yourself. Replace self-doubt with self-belief. Shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset. Practice affirmations and visualization. And most importantly, remember your words have the power to shape your reality. The foundation of positive self-talk is all about laying the groundwork for success, happiness, and personal growth. It begins with belief, and once that belief takes root, there's nothing stopping you from reaching your fullest potential. Now that we've laid the foundation of positive self-talk, it's time to talk about a powerful tool that will help you cement this new mindset into your life. The practice of repetition. You see, the mind is a powerful force, but it's also a very habitual one. The thoughts you repeat most often become the beliefs you hold most strongly. This is why repetition is such a key element in transforming your self-talk and, by extension, your life. When I say repetition, I'm not talking about mindlessly repeating something over and over again. Repetition, when done consciously and with purpose, rewires the brain. It replaces old, negative patterns with new, empowering beliefs. And here's the thing, the more you repeat positive, empowering thoughts, the more they become your default mindset. Think about this. How did you learn to tie your shoes, ride a bike, or drive a car? You didn't learn these things overnight. You learned them through repetition. You practiced over and over until you no longer had to think about it. Eventually, those actions became automatic. Your mind is no different. But here's the secret: repetition requires consistency. You won't change your mindset overnight. You won't suddenly think positive thoughts without consciously working at it. You must commit to repetition every day. You have to commit to practicing the right thoughts and affirmations until they become second nature. So, let's talk about how this works. The first step is to create a set of affirmations or positive statements that you believe in. These statements should be rooted in truth, and they should align with the goals you want to achieve and the person you want to become. For example, if you want to build confidence, you might start with affirmations like, I am confident and capable. I believe in myself and my abilities. Every day I am getting better and stronger. Now, here's the important part. You must repeat these affirmations to yourself daily. In the morning when you wake up, before you go to bed, and whenever you need a boost throughout the day. Speak them out loud. Say them with conviction. Feel the truth in them. The more you say them, the more they begin to sink into your subconscious mind. You see, your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between truth and repetition. It just takes what you feed it and believes it as truth. So, when you consistently repeat positive self-talk, your subconscious mind will begin to accept it as fact. Over time, your new beliefs will shape your actions, and your actions will lead to results. Let me share a simple but powerful example with you. If you want to get in shape, you don't just tell yourself, I'll exercise someday. You tell yourself, I am becoming healthier and stronger every day. And then you do it. You repeat that thought, and you follow through with action. The more you repeat the thought and take action, the stronger the belief becomes. And before long, working out becomes part of your daily routine. The same goes for positive self-talk. It's not enough to say, I am worthy of success, once or twice and hope it sticks. You must repeat it. Say it when you wake up. Say it when you face a challenge. Say it when you're feeling doubt. Over time, this positive self-talk will become an automatic response, and you will start to believe it deeply. But here's where most people go wrong. They expect instant results. They say an affirmation once or twice, and when they don't see a change right away, they give up. This is the trap. The truth is, it takes time, it takes consistency. The process is gradual, but over time, it leads to profound shifts in your mindset and actions. Think of it like planting a tree. You plant the seed of positive self-talk, and at first, nothing seems to happen. But the seed is working beneath the surface, putting down roots. Eventually, you start to see the first signs of growth. And as you keep watering it with positive thoughts, it grows stronger and stronger. Eventually, that tree becomes unshakable, just like your self-belief. Here's a strategy to help you make repetition a daily habit. 1. Start your day with positive self-talk. The first thing you do when you wake up sets the tone for the rest of your day. Begin with your affirmations. Stand in front of the mirror and look yourself in the eyes. Say, I am worthy of success. I am capable of achieving my goals. Today is a great day for growth. 2. Incorporate positive self-talk throughout the day. When faced with challenges or moments of doubt, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath and repeat your affirmations. Even when things go wrong, remind yourself, I am learning and growing. 3. End your day with positive self-talk. As you lay down to sleep, take a moment to reflect on the day. Focus on what went well, what you learned, and what you're grateful for. End with your affirmations, letting your subconscious mind soak them in as you sleep. The key here is to make positive self-talk a habit. Like any other habit, it takes time to form. But once you make it a regular part of your day, it will become effortless. You'll begin to see your mind shift from negativity to positivity, from doubt to confidence. And don't forget to celebrate your progress along the way. Repetition doesn't just help you build positive self-talk. It also helps you track your growth. Every time you repeat your affirmations, you're reinforcing the new version of yourself. You're proving to yourself that you're capable, strong, and worthy. So make repetition your friend. Commit to practicing positive self-talk every day. And as you do, you'll start to notice a change, not just in your thoughts, but in your actions and the results you create. Repetition is the key to rewiring your mind. And as you continue to use it, you'll find yourself becoming the person you've always wanted to be. Now that we've covered the importance of repetition, let's move to something equally as powerful: belief. I'll tell you this, what you believe is what you become. There's no escaping it. Your beliefs are the lens through which you view the world. They determine your actions, your choices, and ultimately your destiny. So if you want to transform your self-talk, you need to transform your beliefs. Think about it. How many times have you talked yourself out of something before even trying? Maybe you told yourself, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve this. Those beliefs shaped your actions, and as a result, you didn't take the steps necessary to succeed. Now, flip that. What if you replaced those limiting beliefs with empowering ones? What if you started to believe that you were capable of achieving anything you set your mind to? What would your life look like then? You see, belief is the fuel that powers your actions. Without belief, you can't take the necessary steps to achieve your goals. When you believe in yourself, you are more likely to take action. And when you take consistent action, you start to see results. Belief drives action, and action produces results. But here's the thing: belief doesn't come naturally for everyone. In fact, most of us struggle with it. We've been conditioned by past experiences, by failures, and by the opinions of others to believe that we're not good enough. We've been taught to doubt our abilities and to settle for mediocrity. But this is where you have the power to change the game. You can choose to believe in your own potential. You can choose to believe that you are worthy of success, happiness, and all the good things life has to offer. And this belief will act as the foundation for everything else. But how do you build belief when you don't have it? The answer is simple: start with small wins. Start by setting small, achievable goals. Each time you achieve one of them, no matter how small, celebrate it. When you accomplish something, it strengthens your belief in your abilities. It shows you that you are capable of success, and that belief begins to grow. You see, belief isn't a switch you flip overnight. It's built through experiences. Each time you achieve a small victory, you're strengthening your self-belief. The more you accomplish, the more your belief grows. And as your belief grows, so does your confidence. As your confidence grows, your ability to achieve greater success increases. Belief is the foundation of everything. Without belief, you won't take action. Without action, you won't get results. But when you believe in yourself, something incredible happens. You begin to act. And when you act, you start to see results. Those results, in turn, strengthen your belief even more, creating a powerful cycle of growth and success. Let me ask you this. What would your life look like if you truly believed in yourself? What would you accomplish if you started each day with the belief that you are capable of greatness? How would you handle challenges if you believed that you could overcome them? Your belief would be your greatest asset. It would propel you forward, even when things get tough. But here's the kicker. Belief is a choice. You can choose to believe in yourself, or you can choose to believe in your limitations. It's up to you. And the more you choose belief, the stronger it becomes. Start today. Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I believe in me. Say it with conviction. Say it with power. Say it like you mean it. And then take one step forward. Take one small action towards your goal. Each step you take will reinforce your belief in yourself, and each step will bring you closer to the success you desire. But remember this, belief alone is not enough. You need to couple your belief with action. You need to back up your belief with the work that is required to turn your dreams into reality. The great thing is, once you believe, the action becomes easier. The belief gives you the courage to step out and try, even when things seem uncertain. Belief combined with action is unstoppable. So ask yourself, what do you believe about yourself? What do you believe about your potential? If it's negative, I encourage you to change that belief. Rewire your thinking. Start to see yourself for what you are. A person full of potential and capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. And as you do, you'll begin to see the world differently. You'll start taking actions that align with your new belief. And before long, you'll look back and wonder how you ever lived without this new, empowering belief. Start with belief, and the rest will follow. Let's be honest here, transformation isn't easy. No one ever said it would be. In fact, when you decide to change yourself, talk, and rewire your mindset, something inevitable happens. Resistance. You see, change is uncomfortable. Your mind has been operating in a certain way for years. It's familiar. It's safe. The old voice, the voice of doubt and negativity, has been your companion for so long that when you try to move away from it, it's like a loyal but toxic friend trying to pull you back in. Let's pause for a second and understand this. That old voice is not you. It's not the truth of who you are. It's the result of past programming, of negative experiences, of fear, of doubt. It's the voice that says, you're not good enough, or you can't do this. But, and this is key, it is not the voice of your true potential. So, what happens when you start changing the way you talk to yourself? You're going to face resistance. And it will show up in ways that feel very real. It might sound like, who do you think you are? Trying to change. You're not good enough to make this work. It's too late. You're too old, too young, too inexperienced. This will never work. Why bother? Let me tell you something, this voice is the old programming fighting to stay in control. But here's what I want you to understand. Resistance is a sign of progress. Think about it. If you're not facing resistance, then you're not really changing. Change always triggers resistance because your old patterns, your old ways of thinking, don't want to let go. But that's exactly why this battle is worth fighting. Resistance will show up in many forms, but most often it will take the form of fear, doubt, and anxiety. These are the emotions that arise when we step outside of our comfort zone. Your old voice doesn't want you to step into the unknown, because the unknown is where your potential lies, and your old voice is terrified of what that means. Here's the truth. You can't avoid resistance. It's a part of the process, but you can learn how to deal with it. And the first step in dealing with resistance is to recognize it for what it is. A sign that you're growing. When that old voice shows up and tells you that you can't do it, you've got to say, thank you for your opinion, but I'm going to keep going. That's right, you have to acknowledge the resistance, but don't give it power. You are not your old thoughts. You are not the fear that rises up in the face of change. You are not the doubt that tries to stop you. You are the one who gets to choose what you believe. Let's look at this from another angle. Imagine you're in the middle of a workout, pushing yourself harder than you ever have. You feel the burn in your muscles. You feel the resistance, and your body starts screaming, "Stop! This hurts!" You're done. But if you push through, if you keep going, what happens? You get stronger. You grow. And the next time, that same exercise won't be as hard. You've built resilience. The same thing happens when you face resistance in your mindset. Every time you feel doubt or fear and choose to push through it, you build mental strength. You prove to yourself that you are stronger than your old voice. You teach your mind that the old ways of thinking no longer control you. You teach yourself to believe in the new version of you. Here's a powerful truth. The resistance you face is not a sign that you should quit. It's a sign that you're on the right path. The old voice is only loud when it's threatened. When you step out of your comfort zone and start to change your self-talk, you're threatening the old patterns. You're threatening the beliefs that no longer serve you. And that's why resistance shows up. But let me tell you, every time you overcome resistance, you grow stronger. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. And over time, the resistance will get weaker. It will try less and less to pull you back into your old ways of thinking. So, how do we deal with resistance in a practical sense? How do we push through those moments when it feels like everything is working against us? Here are a few strategies to help you. 1. Acknowledge the resistance without giving it power. The moment you feel resistance, acknowledge it. I see you. I know what you are. But you're not going to stop me. Don't try to fight it or suppress it. Just recognize it and move forward anyway. 2. Shift your focus. Instead of focusing on the doubt or fear, focus on the end goal. Visualize what your life will look like once you've overcome this resistance. Focus on the growth, the success, and the fulfillment that will come once you push through. 3. Take small actions. Sometimes the best way to beat resistance is by taking small steps forward. Don't try to change everything all at once. Set small, achievable goals and keep moving forward, one step at a time. Each step builds momentum and makes the resistance weaker. 4. Remember your why. Why are you making this change? Why are you working on transforming your self-talk? Write down your reasons and keep them front and center. Whenever resistance shows up, remind yourself why this journey matters. 5. Embrace discomfort. This is crucial. Understand that growth happens in discomfort. The more you embrace the discomfort, the quicker you'll get to the other side, where your new mindset awaits. When resistance comes, and it will, don't be discouraged. Embrace it. You are stronger than the voice trying to pull you back. You are more capable than the fear telling you to stop. And the more you push through, the more you'll realize you can handle anything. So, the next time you hear that old voice telling you that you can't change, or that you're not worthy, or that it's too hard, just smile and keep moving forward. Because resistance is proof that you're on the verge of something great. Keep going. Don't let the old voice win. And remember, this is your journey. You've got this. Let's talk about something powerful, the ripple effect. The ripple effect is something that happens when one small action or change creates a series of consequences that extend far beyond its original source. Now, think about this. Your self-talk is the pebble you throw into the pond. The way you speak to yourself, the thoughts you nurture and encourage, create ripples in your life that extend outward and shape your actions, decisions, and interactions with others. You might not realize it, but every word you say to yourself has the potential to create waves. If you tell yourself that you're capable, that you're deserving, that you can achieve great things, those thoughts will drive your actions. But if you tell yourself that you're not good enough, or that you'll never succeed, those thoughts will also determine what you do next. Your self-talk is the foundation of your actions. Everything you do starts with a thought. And the more you feed your mind with positive, empowering thoughts, the more those thoughts will shape your reality. Let me give you an example. If you wake up in the morning and say, "Today is going to be a great day. I'm going to do the best I can and make progress," your actions will follow. You'll get up, you'll take action, you'll work hard, and you'll move closer to your goals. But if you wake up and say, "I'm so tired, nothing ever goes right, I can't do this," your actions will follow that negative script. You'll drag yourself through the day, doing the bare minimum and feeling defeated. It's simple, really. What you believe about yourself drives what you do. If you believe you can succeed, you will make decisions that align with that belief. You'll take risks, put in the effort, and face challenges head on. But if you believe you can't succeed, you'll play small. You'll avoid challenges, procrastinate, and make excuses. Your self-talk becomes the lens through which you see the world. And if you see the world through a lens of self-doubt and negativity, your actions will reflect that. But if you see the world through a lens of possibility and opportunity, your actions will reflect that too. Here's a key insight: your self-talk doesn't just affect you. It impacts the people around you, your relationships, and the opportunities that come your way. You've probably heard the saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." But did you know that your own self-talk is just as influential as the people around you? Think about it. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough or that you can't succeed, you will subconsciously project that energy onto others. You'll second-guess yourself in conversations. You'll avoid opportunities because you don't believe you deserve them. And people will sense that lack of confidence, which will affect how they interact with you. But if you start changing your self-talk, if you start telling yourself that you're capable, that you have something valuable to offer, that you deserve success, people will notice. They'll respond to your energy. They'll respect you more, trust you more, and support you more. Self-talk is a magnet. When you speak positively to yourself, you attract positive circumstances, people, and opportunities. When you speak negatively to yourself, you attract negative energy. The ripple effect is not just about how your self-talk influences your actions. It's also about how your actions influence the world around you. When you start believing in your potential, you'll take the actions necessary to move toward your goals. And when you move toward your goals, you'll inspire others to do the same. But the reverse is also true. When you doubt yourself, you shrink back. You play small. And in doing so, you limit your potential and the impact you could have on the world. Your self-talk creates a ripple that can either empower you or hold you back. So, let me ask you, what kind of ripple are you creating? Are you creating a ripple of possibility, or are you creating a ripple of limitation? If you want to change your actions, if you want to change your life, you must first change the way you talk to yourself. The power to shape your future lies in the words you speak to yourself today. Start small. Start by changing just one sentence. Instead of saying, "I can't do this," say, "I'm capable of doing this." Instead of saying, "I'm not good enough," say, "I am more than enough." Those small shifts will create a ripple. And over time, as your self-talk changes, so will your actions. The ripple effect is inevitable. The question is, what kind of ripple do you want to create? If you want to create a ripple of success, of growth, of possibility, then start with your self-talk. It's the foundation for everything you'll do. It's the first step towards shaping the life you want. Remember this: your words have power. They are the pebble that creates the ripple. So choose them wisely, choose them with intention, and watch as your self-talk transforms your life, one ripple at a time. Let's take a moment to dive deeper into one of the most powerful tools in your arsenal: affirmations. Affirmations are not just empty words or phrases you repeat mindlessly. They are purposeful statements that shape the way you think, feel, and act. Affirmations are the intentional redesign of your inner dialogue. They are the blueprint for your new mindset, a mindset that will drive you toward success, fulfillment, and growth. Here's something you need to understand. What you say to yourself every day has the power to change your reality. Your words aren't just words. They are thoughts in motion. They are energy that influences your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately your life. So, let me ask you, what's the dialogue you've been listening to in your mind? What are the stories you've been telling yourself about who you are, what you can do, and what you deserve? If you've been telling yourself, I'm not good enough, or I can't do this, that inner dialogue is limiting you. It's holding you back. But when you start crafting new affirmations, affirmations that reflect your true potential, you start to rewrite your inner narrative. You start shifting from a mindset of lack to a mindset of abundance and possibility. Let me share a secret with you. Affirmations don't just change what you say. They change what you believe. When you speak positive, empowering words to yourself, your subconscious mind begins to internalize them. The more you repeat them, the more they become part of your reality. This isn't some sort of magical thinking. It's about reprogramming your mind. Think about it. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant seeds of doubt, fear, and negativity, those seeds will grow into weeds. But if you plant seeds of confidence, hope, and belief, those seeds will grow into beautiful, thriving plants. So, how do you craft powerful affirmations that will change your inner dialogue? Let me break it down for you. 1. Make them positive. Your affirmations should be positive and empowering. Avoid negative language. Instead of saying, I'm not a failure, say, I am successful and capable. Your mind can't focus on not. It needs to focus on the positive outcome you want to create. 2. Make them present tense. Affirmations should be in the present tense. The more you speak as if it's already happening, the more your mind believes it. Don't say, I will be successful. Say, I am successful. This gives your mind the impression that success is already here in your life, and it becomes easier for you to act on it. 3. Make them specific. Affirmations should be specific and aligned with your goals. Instead of saying, I am rich, say, I am earning on 10,000 per month and building my wealth every day. Specificity gives your mind a clear target and purpose. 4. Make them personal. Affirmations should be personal. They should resonate with your core values, beliefs, and vision for your life. Don't use generic affirmations. Create ones that speak directly to your heart. I am worthy of success and happiness may resonate deeply with one person, while I am a powerful force for change may speak to another. The more personal your affirmation, the more it will resonate with you. 5. Make them inspirational. Affirmations should lift you up. They should inspire you to take action. Say things like, I have unlimited potential, or every day I'm getting better and better. These kinds of affirmations remind you that you are always evolving, always improving, always becoming more than you were yesterday. Now, I want to emphasize this point. Affirmations aren't magic. They are tools. And like any tool, their effectiveness depends on how you use them. You can't just repeat them in a half-hearted way and expect to see results. You've got to believe in them. You've got to commit to them. You've got to live them. Here's where most people get it wrong. They think that if they say an affirmation enough times, everything will change overnight. That's not how it works. The real magic happens when you pair your affirmations with action. Let me explain. If you're affirming, I am confident and capable, but then you avoid challenges and opportunities because you're scared, you're not truly living out your affirmation. Affirmations work best when you use them to fuel action. Every time you say an affirmation, you're creating a new thought pattern, a new belief system. And when you align those thoughts with actions, you begin to change the trajectory of your life. Let's take this a step further. Say you've been affirming, I am worthy of success and happiness. Now, if you truly believe this, your actions will change. You'll take on new challenges. You'll walk into a room with confidence. You'll make decisions that reflect your belief that you are worthy. Your affirmations are like the fuel in your car. They give you the energy to go where you want to go. But you have to drive the car. You have to steer it in the direction you want. Affirmations provide the fuel, but it's your actions that get you to your destination. So I encourage you, start crafting your affirmations. Speak them daily, say them out loud, write them down, and live them. Because when you do, you'll begin to see the transformation not just in your thoughts, but in your actions and the results that follow. And remember this, the power is in your words. When you speak with intention, when you speak with belief, your inner dialogue shifts. And when your inner dialogue shifts, your entire life begins to change. Now, here we are at the end of this journey. You've committed to 21 days of transforming your self-talk, and I want you to take a moment and reflect. You may have started this journey feeling doubtful, unsure, or even skeptical. Maybe you thought, can my words really make a difference? Can changing the way I speak to myself truly change my life? But now, after 21 days, you've learned something powerful. You've learned that words are not just words. They are the foundation of your reality. They shape your thoughts, your actions, and the way you see the world. And if you've stuck with it, if you've consistently practiced positive, empowering self-talk, I guarantee you've already begun to see the results. The first result you may have noticed is a shift in your mindset. Your thoughts are no longer dominated by self-doubt or negativity. You are now able to catch yourself when those old, limiting thoughts start to creep in, and you can replace them with a more empowering dialogue. But the results don't stop there. As you've continued to reinforce these positive thoughts and beliefs about yourself, you've started to change the way you feel. You've begun to feel more confident, more capable, more optimistic. These feelings, in turn, have affected your actions. You've taken bold steps toward your goals. You've embraced challenges with a new sense of determination. And here's the beauty of it all. The more you speak positively to yourself, the more positive results you create in your life. It's the law of cause and effect. You've caused a shift in your internal dialogue, and now you're seeing the effects in your actions, your confidence, and the results that are beginning to show up in your life. But I want to remind you of something. This journey is not just about the results you've seen in 21 days. It's about the momentum you've created. It's about the habit of positive self-talk that you've cultivated. Because what happens in these 21 days is only the beginning. You've planted seeds of self-belief, and now you must tend to them. You must keep watering them. If you've learned one thing, it's that success is not a one-time event. It's the result of consistent, deliberate actions. And in the same way, the transformation you've experienced from this practice of positive self-talk will only continue to grow if you keep at it. So, here's the challenge: keep going. The power of 21 days is that it's just the start of the journey. If you've made it through 21 days, imagine what you can accomplish with another 21, or 90, or a whole year. Imagine where you'll be in a few months, or even a few years, if you continue this journey of positive self-talk. You are creating a new version of yourself, a version that is more confident, more resilient, and more empowered to face the challenges of life. And you are now in control. You control the dialogue in your mind, and that gives you the power to shape your life in any way you choose. Here's the truth. The results of these 21 days are not just something that will show up in your life once and fade away. They are the beginning of something lasting. They are the foundation upon which you can build the life you want. So, take a moment right now to reflect on how far you've come. Think about where you were when you started this journey and where you are now. Recognize the progress you've made. Celebrate that. But remember, this is just the beginning. The real question is, what will you do next? Will you continue to practice this new self-talk? Will you keep planting the seeds of confidence, belief, and possibility? Because if you do, I can promise you that the best is yet to come. Your mind is a powerful tool. Your words are powerful. And with consistent, positive self-talk, you can create the life you've always dreamed of. You've already started. Now keep going and watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible. The next chapter of your life begins now. Let's write it together, one positive affirmation at a time.